What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today, I want to talk to you about Tupperware brand. I want to go over some of the data points, what prompted it to go up 55%, and how a short squeeze could be right around the corner. Before I get into any of that though, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So today it did close 55.33% in the green, a huge amount of volume. So 47.9 million shares being traded, 7.04 is the average. There was no actual news coming out from Tupperware today, although there was an 8K, and in that 8K it ultimately says that a lot of their earnings that are unfortunately late are being extended, so an approved extension of course. And over and above that, it does state right here, it also modified the deadline for mandatory prepayment of term loans with an expected Indonesian tax refund. So definitely that is a good thing. That's almost as good as their recent news about restructuring. So I think right now things are still looking fairly good for Tupperware. And one thing I just wanted to share with you, it's been a while since I've done a Tupperware video, but generally based on this, so the latest Morningstar report does show the fair market value based on the assets being $3.13, which even if you look at that, where it is right now, it is basically at about a 70.32 to a 43.66% discount. So once again, I think a lot of people have realized that. Maybe this is why there is a pretty significant rush in today. And as well, shorts are really trying to and have been overextended on it for a while now. They'll give you an overview of what shorts did and why a short squeeze could potentially happen. Then I'll touch on some other additional data points. But short score is currently 78, utilization is 90.53, and as far as what shorts did today, they increased 180.55 thousand shares, 20.65% of the free float is being shorted, and 8.33 million shares overall are being shorted. Then over and above that, cost to borrow average is 30.92%, and through the interactive broker short availability, it does indicate that there is 0 shares available to be shorted. And even looking on here, it does say the exact same thing. Short availability, there's absolutely nothing. So on a side note, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as analyst ratings, Morningstar reports, all this fun information, take a look at interactive brokers, click on the link in the description below and also the comments for all of this to be completely free. So when it comes down to shorts, they've definitely overextended themselves, and you can tell that as well just based on the latest failure to deliver. So I'll quickly pull that up right here. So these are some of the latest failure to delivers, which once again is a very good indication that there is naked shorting happening. So once again, like I said, shorts are just overextended, and as well, they are running out of ammunition. And I feel like the broader market is ready for a nice potential bullish rally, at least in the short term. So that could stand to benefit for Tupperware very, very significantly. And plus, even better yet, tomorrow is CPI. Then obviously on Friday, there is bank earnings. So if positive data does come out, it could be a very big win-win for Tupperware. But let's move on to options activity, because even this among itself is fairly positive. So $1.19 million in calls being purchased versus 432,000 in puts. So based on this information, people are optimistic about the foreseeable future and do estimate that it is going to trend up from here. And as far as looking at the specific call options though, as it stands with this upcoming expiry date of October the 13th, there's around 6,000 in open interest at that $1.50 strike price. So if it can actually stay above $1.50 by the end of this Friday, then you are going to see market makers covering some of those positions. As well, there is around 2,000 at the $2 mark. And even more so next week, there's a lot more optimism to around the $5 range. So I think in the foreseeable future, people, oddly enough, are anticipating a squeeze. Although when it comes down to a squeeze, it's very hard to predict. It's just completely random, some of which, but based on some of the things I did mention, the fact that they are overextended and have no ammunition, that definitely will really help Tupperware. Keep in mind though, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. But quickly moving on from that though, just talking on some of the technicals by looking at the fib levels. So with it at $2.33, it is trading between this R1 and this R2. So 225 is going to be a very strong support level, and $2.54 is going to be that next strong resistance. So definitely watch that going into tomorrow after the CPI first thing in the morning for it to really flirt with this $2.54 range. And if it can actually get above that, then it's just going to be another beautiful domino effect, such as what happened with today. My own interpretation, of course. And based on these two indicators, one of which is momentum, it shows number of retail investors are getting in today. So both institutions and retail buying. So that's kind of a weird phenomenon. And stochastic is currently at 51, but a nice bullish sentiment is starting to form. So black line above the red. So definitely, I think a lot of good things are right around the corner for Tupperware. Let me know your thoughts on this recent 8K that did come out. Do you think that this is going to be the kickstart for Tupperware? Do you think it's going to succeed? What's your viewpoint? And based on this, do you think that it is going to be closing anywhere close to the $5 range by the end of next week? So what's your viewpoint on Tupperware? Give yourself a shout out if you have been buying over the last little bit or selling. What have you been doing with Tupperware? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing I just wanted to share with you, even though Tupperware goes up, down, sideways, all over the place, take advantage of these promos that I've been sharing with you. So sign up for an account with Moo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, so take advantage of that promo while you can. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all of that said, I appreciate all of you watching, and let's all make a ton of money on Tupperware.